About a year ago, I was working on a production where I was camera B. The camera A person was a cinematographer. So he would get what he needs, I would get the creative stuff. And so I got a lot of range to try new things. There was one shot where the character was conflicted and mourning and sad and felt help. It was a scene of helplessness. And I tried to get a low angle shot looking up at him. The cinematographer and camera A person came over to me and said, "This doesn't work. Low angle shots are for when you want to convey power, and high angle shots are for, this kind of thing." And this guy knows the script, and he's a fantastic cinematographer, and I didn't argue with him, and in that situation, he's correct. But I don't think low angle shots are just for that. And in this video, I'm gonna show you why I think low angle shots are very versatile, and they don't just have to be the traditional hero power shot. But first, let's define what a low angle shot is. A low angle shot is any shot where the camera angle is positioned below eye line, pointing upward. They are typically taken at about a 45-degree angle, but it can vary by just a few inches below the subject's eye line all the way to the ground. Quentin Tarantino popularized this shot with his trunk shot. He has Hitman and Pulp Fiction reaching into the trunk to get their weapons, or like Reservoir Dogs, we get a POV shot of someone actually in the truck looking up at the protagonists. The biggest reason cinematographers use the low angle shot is it makes the figure seem imposing and powerful. And the big example that I think of is the climactic lightsaber battle between Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader on the planet Bespin. And as the two face off, there's this shot where you really convey Vader's power over Luke, both emotionally and physically.
Don't make me destroy you.
And of course, the classic example is the Michael Bay 360 shot, where the camera spins around in slow motion using a telephoto lens. You've got the John Wayne entrance in Stagecoach, which is a great low angle shot. The low angle shot in Django Unchained when he first makes his appearance as the hero. It is a fantastic shot when you want to convey power and dominance. But let's look at some of the reasons why I think it can also be used when the character is very vulnerable and to convey a sense of hopelessness. The example that really made me make this video was I was rewatching the movie Prisoners, and I noticed how Roger Deakins used a low angle to show the despair and desperation in these parents. There's one memorable scene where we get a low angle shot of one of the mothers visibly distressed, making her appear burdened and diminished by grief. In this scene, the detective shows the father photographs taken at the scene. The camera captures the emotional weight of the situation by using a low angle shot.
You let this happen.
And there's a great scene from the TV show Succession. The main character has really just failed in his big moment, and it's shown at a low angle. Station 11 shows a terrible panic attack at a low angle to add weight to the moment. Ozarks has a scene where it shows maybe the least powerful character in the entire show, and it's shown at a low angle. Another example is from Better Call Saul, where the character Mike gives a fantastic monologue where he tells his daughter-in-law what really happened to his son.
My boy was stubborn. I broke my boy.
We get a low angle shot in that scene. And the reason I think it works so well in these kind of scenes is because if a low angle shot conveys power and dominance, then when they're going through an emotional scene or crying, it actually works because it's sort of showing how such a powerful character can feel so much pain and tragedy. When Jimmy's facing a challenging situation, the camera might have a low angle perspective looking up at him, and this shooting technique really creates a sense of empathy for the character. It makes the audience feel an emotional connection to his experiences and his inner conflicts. In the movie Joker, Todd Phillips uses low angle shots to capture the isolation and alienation of Arthur's experiences. By looking up at him from below, the shots emphasize his vulnerability and detachment from the world around him. This technique is often used when Arthur's walking through crowded and chaotic environments, highlighting his emotional detachment from society. Low angle shots are also adept at intensifying tension and unleash of suspense in horror scenes. In The Shining, The eerie movement of the girls appearing in the hallway from a low angle heightens the psychological horror. Another example of low angle shots is when you want to convey perspective of a child, or at least have that imagery. In the video I did of the Marriage Story, that was one of the things that I talked about, is how we got this low angle shot right at their hips, almost like we're children watching our parents fighting. No one in that scene is powerful or helpless, yet we still got low angle shots in that scene and in a lot of that movie. I think it's because it's the viewpoint of the child, and I think that's what's so scary with divorce, is having a child watch your parents fight. But you see it in other movies. You see it Home Alone a lot. You get dramatic high angle looking up to the villains. You get it in Matilda, looking up at the judge, and probably the classic example is Parent Trap. There's so much more we could cover with the low angle shot, but I think my main purpose here was to convey that it can be used in other things than power and dominance. It's a very versatile shot, and I think there's no cinematography that X and Y equals X. There's always ways you can mix things and break rules. So I hope you enjoyed it, and if you disagree with anything, leave a comment below, and I'll see you in the next one.